cool.
If you're taught to be polite, selfless, and easy to love, even when it costs you your truth and your peace, then this video is for you. This is actually deeper than people pleasing. This is the good girl wound, and it's keeping you small. It is. In this video, we are actually unpacking the hidden emotional trauma behind the nice girl and how healing this wound is key to reclaiming your voice as a woman or a girl. It is the key to reclaiming your voice, your power, and your worth. What is a good girl wound? You might ask, or you might be asking yourself. This is where you're conditioned to be agreeable, likable, and self-sacrificing. Remember, keyword, conditioned. This is also actually where you're taught that love is earned through silence, perfection, and approval. This actually is where you suppress authentic expression for safety, acceptance. You weren't born to be liked, need I remind you. You were born to be real. Whether people like you or not, that's none of your business. It shouldn't even bother you. Not at all. Here are signs that you have the good girl wound. 1, you apologize for everything, even when things aren't your fault. I know you've met people who are like that if you yourself wasn't like that. 2, you avoid conflict to keep the peace. 3, you feel guilty for saying no. 4, you shapeshift to match other people's energy. 5, you actually crave approval. Even when it costs you your truth, you still crave approval. Even when it's costing you your truth, you're craving approval. Basically, those are my top 5 signs to know that you have the good girl wound or you're the nice girl. Right now, I want to help you guys understand the feminine power that you lose by staying nice. Feminine power that you lose by staying nice. 1, your authenticity becomes suppressed. That means you start losing touch from your authentic self. And that is why most people, time will go by when they join a certain group of friends, and then months or years later, they're like, I don't feel like myself. I feel like I lost myself. 2, anger and boundaries get buried. That means if you set your boundaries, they can cross them because you're the nice girl, right? You'll stay silent even if your boundaries are crossed because you want to feel safe and be accepted, right? Yeah. So your anger and your boundaries get buried. So even when you express yourself or your concerns, they just get overlooked or ignored because you're the nice girl, right? 3, feminine energy turns passive instead of powerful. In my previous video, I told you guys that feminine energy is really powerful and very magnetic. So at this point, your feminine energy is not serving you. It's not magnetizing for you, but for the other person who you're trying to please, to be the nice girl to. I learned the hard way. I came to realize when you are a people pleaser or you're being the nice girl, you operate from a place of fear of not being accepted, fear of not feeling safe, fear of them not seeing you as a cool person or one of them. But at what cost? Do you know at what cost? at the cost of your feminine energy that is supposed to magnetize things for you. It does that for them. And that's why when you stay with a man or friends that just take away from you, it starts reflecting in your outward look. Have you ever... Let's talk about the trends I've been seeing on TikTok, and this one specific trend, to be specific. The trends where a girl shows herself before she started dating a guy and after. Can we talk about it? That's what I mean. That your feminine energy turns passive instead of powerful. So your feminine energy is magnetizing everything the other person that you're being nice to or pleasing or afraid to not be accepted by them. At this point, girl, you keep on asking yourself, ever since I met this guy, things are just not going great. I just don't have extra money to do stuff for myself anymore. You're not being prettier. Instead, he's the one who's getting cuter, or she's the one who's getting cuter, not you, because they're using your energy. You let them, you give them that power. So stop being the nice girl, stop being the nice girl, stop being the nice girl. It doesn't matter if they like you, it doesn't matter what they say about you, it doesn't matter, no one cares. They pretend to care just to throw you off balance. The nice that you want to be becomes a mask at this point, not a soul truth. Because now, at this point, you're conditioned to be nice, whether you like it or not. Because if you're not nice, then that means this particular group of friends or this particular partner will not accept you for who you are. At what cost though? All the time, guys, before you make a decision, ask yourself, at what cost? Everything has a cost, so at what cost? At what cost? Believe me when I say that being a nice girl or the nice person does not serve anyone but the other person that you're trying to be nice to. And when I say being nice, I'm not saying be a mean girl. No. I'm not saying be a mean person. No. Be nice but have boundaries. Okay? Being nice doesn't mean that you don't have boundaries. Being nice doesn't mean that when someone offends you or does something that doesn't sit right with your spirit, you don't actually address the issue or tell them you didn't like that. You tell them. And if they are good friends or a good partner, they'll change because it makes you uncomfortable. You don't like it. But you being nice at the cost of your boundaries being crossed, your peace being taken away from you, always ask yourself at what cost. But this video does not mean you should not be a nice person. It means be a nice person with boundaries. Know when to stop. Say no without feeling guilty, because no is a full statement. You don't need to say no, you know, because no. No is a fucking full sentence. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. No one. I want to teach you guys about reclaiming yourself from the good girl wound. Because most of us are in this good girl wound and we don't even know about it. We don't know how to go about it. We don't know what to do to get ourselves out of that situation. But don't worry, I got you. Reclaiming yourself from the good girl wound. 1, you need to start honoring your no without feeling guilty. Say no and don't feel nothing about it. No is no. Don't feel guilty. Don't explain yourself if you don't feel like you don't want to. 2, let go of the need of wanting to be liked by everybody, because you and I both know not everyone will like you. 3, speak your truth, not your fear. Speak your truth. Whether your truth will make everyone in the room uncomfortable, but it's facts and it's your truth, speak it. Let their feathers be ruffled. Because if the tables were turned and it was their turn to speak their truth, they would. They wouldn't even care what you have to think about it, as long as they've spoken their truth. So speak your truth. 4 is your need to rewrite what love actually means to you. You need to rewrite it from something earned to something aligned. Stay with me. I said in my previous video that manifestation only works because you align your energy with the same energy of what you want to attract. Because what you want is already there, it already exists. But what doesn't exist yet in your current reality is you're not vibrating on the same frequency with whatever it is that you want, right? So, rewrite the meaning of love. Change your perspective from you need to earn love to you need to align yourself with love. Then you start attracting the right partners and you live your truth authentically, because when you're authentic, you attract your people, your soul tribe. You won't have to be a people pleaser. You won't have to shrink yourself to make them feel comfortable or to fit in or to be accepted. Like, that won't be one of your worries, because you don't need to prove anything to your soul tribe. And you don't need to shrink yourself to be liked. And you don't even need to be liked. Okay? 5, feel your anger. It's sacred too. It is. So feel your anger. Actually, not anger only, feel your emotions. That's how you reclaim yourself from the good girl wound. Because that means when someone does something that doesn't make you feel right, you'll stand up and speak for yourself. And you'll be like, hey, I know you had a good time doing A, B, C, and D, but I feel like this offended me in this and this type of way. Whether they get angry, whether they feel offended that you raised it, fact is you spoke your truth, you acknowledged your emotions, and you stood up for yourself. Instead of feeling offended, keeping quiet, pretending it didn't offend you because you want to be nice, because you want to be liked. So they steal your energy, make you feel less than, take that energy to someone else or even themselves. They're getting better from draining you. But it's not their fault. It's your fault. You let them. Why do you have to be the nice girl without boundaries? Being real is safer than being liked, and I learned that the hard way. Being real is safer than being liked. Reminder, you don't actually need to be nice to be loved or liked. Did you know that? You don't need to be nice to be liked or loved. Did you know that? You also don't need to overgive to be seen. You also don't need to overgive to be seen. Okay? You're worthy when you're loud, soft, raw, messy, powerful, and real. Embrace you unapologetically. And what I said from my previous video is, The most powerful version of yourself that you can embody is your authentic self. So be you unapologetically, because that's where real love actually begins. Not in perfection, but in truth. Well, guys, this brings me to the end of my video. I hope it helped, and if you've watched it this far, I appreciate you. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Your support goes a long way. And if you haven't liked this video, please do like. Comment down below, I'm done being nice without boundaries, because you should be done if you're not done yet. You're done being nice without boundaries. If they can't respect your boundaries, they should dip. Because if they truly value you, they'll respect your boundaries, because that your boundaries are what make you you. And if they cross them, tell them. Don't be quiet. Tell them in the most respectful way possible. Don't be rude. Also comment, I'm ready to be real, because the most powerful version of yourself is when you embrace your authentic self. So comment, I'm also ready to be real. Like, I'm ready to be real. Well, happy Wednesday, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the week, and I'm having a good time. I think you can tell I'm happy. Yeah. Well, until we meet again, see you guys. I love y'all, and thank you so much for the support. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And in case you're wondering what you're subscribing to, subscribe for weekly videos on feminine healing, spiritual self-worth, and emotional liberation. Bye.